Hello everybody. My name and surname is Łukasz Banach. I'm a product lead in Codility. And this is quite sleepy atmosphere here, am I right? So I try to provide more excitement here, but please be aware that product owner should not be the most exciting stakeholder and part of the process in the organization, because sometimes it means that the projects are not going well. And I will try to share with you some knowledge and experience from last 10 years working as a product owner, product manager, project manager, and few other job positions. Okay, this is the agenda. I will tell you about the product owner responsibilities, share some project processes and the checklists we're using in Codility, and tell you about some prioritization techniques. And the fun fact is that I think that the why product owner position is so successful in Poland for last 7 and 8 years, because you know this abbreviation is very similar to the previous leading party government. So now once we have the new government in Poland, I'm trying to use the new abbreviation. It's product in Scrum. Usually when someone is asking me what I usually do as a product owner, I'm trying to define and tell more about the responsibilities that I'm someone who is asking all the time, communicating all the time, and sometimes doing something. Or I will try to show this picture. And you know, this word groom is not the best option to use as a product owner in the process. So please, this is some kind of funny ad, not the real word describing our responsibilities. So the question is, what product owner or product in Scrum usually does? A lot of presentation for the conference, internal presentations. A lot of meetings, 6, 7, 8 a day, why not? Preparing user stories, pushing developmenting all the time. Why it's so complicated? What's the ETA? Of course, it's changing priorities all the time, and explaining to the internal and external stakeholders why projects are not on time. But the question is that expected behavior for product owner? I think the answer is, of course, not. And from my experience, the real responsibility for product owners is provide the best possible business value for the organization. And sometimes it's like the product owner is someone who can find a way to sit on the stage even if there no chair on the stage. So what to do before you will meet on planning? Why on planning? Why planning is so important? Because it's like a zero time for the next stage of the project, and you can manage this time like 1, 2, 3 or 4 weeks, depends on the organization, to prepare and develop great project. Or you can spend this 1 or 4 weeks to lose focus, lose transparency, and lose money. So that's why it's very important to be prepared before the planning. So what to do to be prepared? Because if you want to prioritize the product and projects, you need to have time as a product owner, and you need to know a feedback, you need to know your customers, to know what to prioritize. So first of all, you have to manage your time as a product owner, and these a few ideas and techniques I'm usually trying to accomplish This is like the email bankruptcy. So when I have a lot of unresponded emails, I'm trying to delete all these emails and send the emails to these people. If you have any urgent emails without any response from me, please send this email once again. You know, I'm trying to do every 2 or 3 months, and so far no one will send this email once again. Most of the people try to catch me face to face. I set up a meetings limit. So if you have 6 or 7 meetings every day, it's no time for you to think about anything. No learnings, no time to gather feedback, no time to prepare, no time to think about the priorities. You have a lot of meetings, and that's all. You need to find a way to delegate the topics. You need to find a way to cooperate with the team and delegate the responsibilities for the topics and for some user stories as well. And the next thing to manage your time is to try to solve the most important challenges or problems first, not to try to solve the last problems for the last meetings, for example. The next thing is to manage your priorities. And I have a few techniques, and the first is try to set up the most important goal for the next day or for the next week. So before I go to the bed, I will try to set up the goal for the next day and write in the notebook. And once I arrive to the office and prepare the coffee, I will try to manage this problem, this project. And after that, I set up some meetings, meetings with customers, talks, and other minor issues to solve. And of course, try to revise the whole calendar for the whole week, like in the end of Sunday, and remove or delegate some unnecessary meetings. It's really important. Meetings are sometimes some meetings are time wasting, of course. And you know, I have a good example at my home that there is someone who is really nice and really well organized how to manage the one priority per day. And this is my cat. And this is like the one biggest priority every day. It's sleeping. Then after sleeping is eat something, and then sleeping. So please remember to set up and execute the one priority, the biggest priority every day. Another thing, before you prioritize anything, especially your backlog, is to gather a proper feedback. So you need to figure out the list of the internal and external stakeholders and find a way to gather this feedback for them. And it's a lot of different techniques. You can use analytics tools from Google Analytics to Hotjar, InspectLab, and so on and so on. You can use direct interview techniques like lean customer development. You can meet face-to-face with the customers. You can prepare some surveys or NPS. Or you can prepare some tables based on the Evo techniques, and Łukasz is one of the experts in preparing this Evo table. So what you need to know is to accomplish all the possible information from the market and from the customers and from the stakeholders. Then you have to build the product strategy. You know, it's like what the trainer from Intercom told me, that you can prepare the stories for the iteration. You can prepare the requirements for the next few iterations, and you can prepare some general directions for the next 3, 4, maybe 5 months. Not more. So you have to be focused, and you have to know which directions are the best for your product next 3 or 4 months. And you need to find you need to define the goals and find the ways how to solve these challenges or problems, or how to provide this business value for the company. So you have to set up some goals based on the Evo, based on the workshop with the team. You have to set up these goals, and you have to set up some key results. So it's like what you want to achieve and how to measure that you achieve that. The more descriptive, the better is. Then is engage. Not engage yourself as a product owner, this is quite obvious, but you have to engage the team you're working with. Not only the development team, because probably to prepare something, you need to collaborate with legal team, biz development team, sales team, support team. So you should engage them and find a way to make them as a part of the process. The Evo is one of the options. For example, Scrum design sprints method for UX team. This is another method. It depends on the people involved in the process, but based on my observation, if you engage development team in the UX process, you have more possible solution, and you have like the raw estimation immediately. And these people are really happy that can prepare something from the scratch, not only typing a code based on the design from the UX or design team. Then this communicate. You have to communicate. You have to be brave to communicate what you are working on, and communicate to the market, to the customers, and communicate to the team. The more transparency and the more honesty, the better. Even if you cannot pass some requirements immediately for your customers, please tell them that is the priority or is not a priority for you because. And I have a lot of examples that the real problem is hidden quite deep from the customer side. So they are asking about a certain feature, but the real problem is absolutely different. So ask more about the real needs from these customers, not about the solutions. Follow and evaluate. Once you set up some goals, when you choose some projects, when you set up some key results, you have to follow these results, evaluate and iterate. It's obvious in Scrum, but so many times I had some experience that we prepare something, we were happy that we delivered that to the market, to the customers, and we start working on the different projects. And after a few months, we saw that, oh, the results are not what we were expecting initially from that. So what we need to do with that? But we have still a lot of options to test with that. So now in Codility we have a rule that if we are not sure which option we should choose for the projects, we are trying to prepare initially 2 or 3 versions, and based on these 2 or 3 versions, set up some A/B tests, evaluate, improve, choose the best option, and follow with that. This is the example of the flow we're using in product. So it's like the checklist for the quarter and the checklist for a few months. So for example, we started with the Evo product strategy meeting to define some directions. Then during the quarter we have product kickoff for a new quarter. Then new quarter product workshop. Then we prepare some OKRs, so it's objectives and key results document within each team, product team, sales team, marketing team, prepared in one document, comments each other, meet on the one meeting, and explain only things which were too complicated to explain using the comments in Google Drive. Then this is the communication part. So we have team meetings. So we summarize the past quarter, showing the results and data. And we told more about the new quarters, new goals, and new directions. And then this is the part of the cooperation with the team. So we organize a team retrospective and new quarter team kickoff and workshops. And there is a few techniques I'm using to prioritize the backlog. So if you know what you want to achieve, you have a few techniques to organize them in the correct order. So this is the cost value, the pain level slider, the Moscow, Kano, by a feature, and Evo. The pain level slider is something like you have a random. You have some issues or projects from different teams, different stakeholders in random order, and you can try to organize in the timeline. And it's someone is trying to shout that you feel that is too low on the priority list for this person, and you can talk with them and talk with the other people that maybe these projects should be slightly higher. And the Kano model is like the two axes, like the horizontal is for product function, the vertical is for the customer delight. And the buy a feature is like to have the certain amount of currencies for a team, and they need to buy something using these currencies. And after that, if you found the time and if you define the priorities for you, you can meet on planning. And this planning can looks like, but it's no sound here, probably.
Today, planning. Start with a round of planning poker. If someone throws out an estimate that is different from the other, move that person immediately.
If planning takes too long, then just have the product owner do all the planning. This will speed things up greatly. Feel free to restrain team members as needed. Once the product owner has assigned all tasks, then their work is done. They won't be needed until the next planning meeting. Now remember, this plan is only a suggestion, so be sure to add plenty of time at your next stand-up to add new items.
And that's the wrong way to do planning.
Thank you.